Okay, so this is going. Let me just start off by saying Planet Centauri has no actual progression guide. Well, not really anyway. If you find a certain boss easier or harder, then just fight that one later or earlier, or just not at all. So that's just what I want. There's my disclaimer. Now for my general progression guide. Okay, so to start off with, so the very first thing I would do would be my first step is usually I'll make some tin armor and maybe a copper pickaxe, and I'll try to make it to the snow area biome to then find the snow dungeon. So then I'll clear snow dungeon tier 1 in order to get a bronze hammer. And then after that I will usually have at least one stone crystal. Looks like this. Alright, for the record, the ice dungeon is not the same as the snow dungeon. They're different dungeons. Snow one is in the snow biome, slightly underground. Dig down, then dig a tunnel. That's how I usually find it. So yeah, then I will usually go and I'll use a stone crystal, and I'll come down here, and then I'll just go exploring. I won't usually go into the dungeon right away, because there's not really any point to. I'll usually just like explore around the area, go mining, because it is actually a decent mine to get down here, especially with a wooden pickaxe or even a copper pickaxe. Well, at that point I'd have a bronze pickaxe, so I could, but like at the same time this just teleports you underground. So yeah, I'll use a stone crystal, then I'll look around for gems, specifically for chipped amethyst in order to make a soul gem. Then after that it's basically just general grinding, looking for different accessories, weapons, blah blah blah. Just general gameplay, the RNG stuff. And now for the part that most people probably clicked on this video for, the order I would do bosses and what bosses there are. So I think there's, I don't know, there's 7 or something? No, 8. 8, I think. 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. I think it's 7. There's 7 that I can remember right now. And I'm not counting the sword bosses or the zombie boss, mainly because I consider them mini bosses, so yeah, they don't really have any drops anyway. Well, the zombie has better drops than the sword. The swords just have a chest, which is just for the shadow armor, which I have to make a video on as well. Comment below if you want me to make a video on the shadow armor, or I'll make it eventually either way. Okay, so yeah, sword bosses are skippable because they don't give you like anything really. Then for major bosses, going strictly based off of progression-wise, you could start off with either the lava dragon or the leaf fairy. Both of them are about the same amount of difficulty. The lava dragon, you really only need like any ranged weapon, preferably magic. But if you kill the leaf fairy first and get druid armor, then that'll... So basically kill one of them and then make their respective armor is what I would normally do. Of course you need a gold anvil for the dragon armor, and you don't need any anvil for leaf armor. But you also need to get lucky with your RNG for leaf armor, because the boss only drops 2 pieces at a time, and if you're like me, you're gonna get the same 2 pieces over and over and over again. Of course, I think it's worth the trouble because I love this armor, and I think it's the best thing ever. Which I think I should stop saying, because the more I say it, the more people comment that it's bad, just to mess with me. Okay. So yeah. So Leaf Fairy or Hell Dragon is first. Then the other one can be second, respectively. After that, if you have a Shadow Crystal, you can use that. Or you can just know that the Shadow Dungeon is usually basically right below the Stone Dungeon. Like, you can just dig down. You will find it. Yeah, there we go. I just blew everything up. The Shadow Dungeon, at the end of it, there's a boss fight. And you can also get the Golden Hammer here. So yeah, there's the Necromancer boss fight right over there. I'm not gonna do it. I made a video on that, you can go watch it. I hate this boss. Goodbye. It's not actually that bad if you have Druid Armor though, because you can just use the Elemental Aura skill and then basically just tank everything. Especially if your stats are like mine. Tanking everything's easy. And you also guns. So yeah, there we go. Tanking everything worked. Okay, so there's the me running through the boss fight. So yeah, the Necromancer could also be your first boss because it does have less health. It has half the health of the Hell Dragon and a third of the Leaf Fairy. But it teleports around, does a lot more damage, and is a lot less predictable, and there's less space to dodge it. It also spawns minions and spawns tiny balls that shoot flames at you, so it's worse. I hate that boss. Okay, so next up on the progression list would be the Monk Dungeon. I've already done a video on it, the Monk Dungeon and the Master, but I can go through them really quick. I believe mine in this world is on this side. Don't jump in lava though. Oh, wrong skill. Okay. Yeah, so here we go. I'm just gonna show really quickly. Apologies again for not editing this, but if you've seen any of my videos, you know I'm not gonna edit it. So I don't know. Who knows? If you're not seeing, if you are seeing this, I didn't edit it. But if you're not seeing this, then it means I edited it. Well, I guess no one would know then. Okay, if you're watching me just talk to myself, then it's probably what's gonna happen. So here's the Monk Dungeon. You go in here, and at the end of here is another boss fight. Then after the boss fight, you get to the alien world. In the alien world, you're gonna have to complete this mini dungeon and this mini dungeon. One of them's locked and the other one's not, so you have to complete them in order to then unlock the big dungeon. And at the end of this is the Alien King boss. He drops your last tiers to upgrade your gear to the max level. The what's it called? The Gods tier. He drops the Gods tier. He's not a very hard boss. I will probably make a video on him at some point. Then after that, you have... Okay, so now let's go back to spawn. Then the last boss, the final boss of the game is... Okay, this is not gonna help. It's in the floating pyramid, which didn't load properly on my map. The top of this is not missing. This is just a floating pyramid. You can enter this, I think, as soon as the Hell Dragon's dead, because you need... Or, as soon as you've been to Hell, I think. Because you need lava orbs to open the door, and then you can go in, you find an Ankh in the middle, and you bring that to the roof, and you can unlock the Summoner. Every time you want to refight this boss, you need 1 lava heart. It's just, you get it from mobs in Hell. It's nothing, it's right here, it's a lava heart. I have 81, although I also have everything, so... That's not very... It's not hard to get, though, I promise. So yeah, the Flying Pyramid is right above the Desert Dungeon, which you can very clearly see if you've been to the desert ever. Oh, and there's also the T-Rex boss, which is really just, go to the... Wait, what did I grab? Okay, no. You just go to the... Actually, I can just show it. You go to the Leaf Dungeon, and you just go down. And that's how you find the T-Rex dungeon. Yeah, like, here you go. You won't be able to dig through it until you beat it, though, so you will have to, like, just dig towards the entrance. But yeah, just basically go to the Leaf Dungeon and dig down again. That's actually the case for so Shadow's underneath the stone, and this is underneath the leaf. Okay, so the T-Rex, you can basically fight him whenever. I actually usually forget about him, because he doesn't really drop anything of note. Like, he drops, if you're using custom spells, he does drop 2 of those. And also, it's really fun to catch him. But I don't think he drops anything of note, so I usually end up forgetting about him for quite a while. Or that long. You can fight him, I think. Difficulty-wise, I think he's probably around there with, around the same as the necromancer, maybe a little easier, maybe a little harder. I do think that he is not as bad as... He's not as bad as the Master, by far. And he is harder, I think, than the Hell Dragon and Leaf Fairy. Okay, so... What was I saying? So I think that's all the bosses. If you're wondering, the Ankh Key of Life is dropped from the desert boss, the final one. It's basically the equivalent of the Zenith in Terraria. You get to keep all your souls when you die, so it's really fun. I'll usually just kill myself on purpose whenever I want to go home if I don't want to feel like wasting what's it called, a home crystal. But yeah, that's basically all the bosses in my Ugly Scribe. Alright, for the record, this area that I'm in right now with the battle and this giant thing, this is where you'll find the tier 5 soul gem that you need to catch the T-Rex. If you haven't been able to find that. It's just in the T-Rex dungeon near the T-Rex portal. It's not that hard. Yeah. I don't know, if you watch this progress guide, I'm sorry I paused for so long. I don't know. Felt like it was better than me just talking while standing around in one spot. To just watch me do something, but I think it might have made this video way too long. So yeah, sorry if this isn't great, but this is my attempt. That was my attempt at being, that was my attempt at a progression guide for... Okay, so yeah, maybe this is after the Necromancer. Around the time of the Master. Because if you use the Druid Armor's hack, it really is not hard. Like, I just have to sit here and swing sword. But at the same time, he has healing. And also he has 10,000 health. So yeah. Let's see. So then anti-regent, yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's my progression guide. Maybe this helped, maybe it didn't. Bye!